Hello and welcome to this practical demo where we will walk you through how to troubleshoot common mail flow issues using the PowerShell in Microsoft 365 Exchange Online. So let's get connect to the PowerShell, and here we already set up this environment and we have already connected to the Exchange Online. Now once you get connected, and here in this video we are going to discuss and show you how to run the message trace to troubleshoot the email flow issues. So first you need to do what? You need to run the trace for your current existing email domain to see that how many emails has been transferred and what is the mail flow is going on right now. Well, for that purpose I already customized the command, and the command is simple: get dash message trace dash sender address, and this is the sender address, the account that we have used or any of your user used to send the email. Then that after that we have the start date, which is first the month and the date and the year, then the hours, and in the same way dash the end date, and it is following the start date process. Now once you configure this commandlet, then press enter, so it will start running the trace and find out any email that has been sent by this user, by this account, from this timestamp that you have given. And here you can see that one email has been discovered that has been sent from this account JSS test user 2 to this account recipient address alidevice645 at Hotmail, and the subject of that email is the test email, and the status is delivered. So here you can see, after running this commandlet, you just get the status of that email that has been sent from this user. But if you wanted to know the further detail, to further dig deep into this log, that what this email contained and what is the further detail regarding that email, so for that purpose you have to run this command get dash message trace, then the sender account and the start date and the further keywords you will add, because you need the trace ID to detect the status further regarding this email. Then the recipient address, subject, status, receive, sender address, everything you wanted to collect. So after customizing the command, then press enter, and then you can see that first it gives you the message trace ID, because this is important to specifically work on the single event or the single the trace that you found, and you need this trace ID further in the commandlets to highlight and to directly work on that specific event. Then you have the recipient email address, the subject, the status, and the time you can see is mentioned here. Now then we are going to run this other command, which is, let me show you it completely on the screen. Now I'm going to run this command Get-MessageTraceDetail, because we have the trace ID that we found from the previous commandlet. So let's run this command to get further detail regarding this specific trace ID, and press enter. Well, here you can see that it shows the date and the events, and also in the detail column you can see that it gives you so much details that you have to do with fixing the issue, or if you have made any transport rule and this rule is specifically blocking such emails. So this detail is very useful because it gives you the immediate domain from which this email has passed through, then the message was submitted, message sent to the Hotmail, and here you can see the whole the FQDN of the Hotmail server where this email has been received with the public IP. So it gives you much more detail after you get this trace ID. And if you want to further check your trace rule, because if you found that the message has not been sent and you want to see that maybe any of your transport rule is blocking that message, so for that you're going to run this command get-transport rule, pipe format dash table name status and priority, and then it will give you all your transport rule in the list and shows the status. And right now all the transport rules are disabled at this moment, so which clearly shows that there is no rule blocking and stopping the email to move forward from this domain. So this is how you can detect, you can run the traces by using the PowerShell on your Exchange Online environment. But if you wanted to just inquire, if you wanted to find out the quarantine message of your specific center or the recipient address, so you can run this command, because if any rule is working and your user is not getting the email, or the user received the message that the email has been quarantined, so you can run this command to further see that which message is went into the quarantine section. And also, if you already knew the account, so you can directly run the trace for the specific account as well. And you need to run this simple command, get-message-trace-recipient address and the user account, specific user account. And you can see the subject Microsoft Entra Protection Weekly Digest that is delivered. Sender address is that, and this is the recipient address. So this email has been received by this specific recipient address that we have mentioned here. And if you have seen some field status while running the trace, and if you wanted to further search and investigate about all those failed emails on the PowerShell environment, so you should run this get-message-trace-status field, and then it will list out all the failed events and emails, and it gives you the further details about all those emails that has not been received or sent from your environment.